This is another episode of SayWordPodcast. I got hip hop music legend Slim Thug and my boy King Dre. We about to chop it up real fast. What's up, y'all?
What's up, boss? How you?
Everything's good.
What's up, boss?
Slim Thug.
Yeah, I
Appreciate y'all time. Word up.
No problem, man.
Yo, we back on another episode of SayWordPodcast. I got hip hop music legend Slim Thugger, the big boss. Y'all know what it is. I got King Dre here. First of all, we like to appreciate the love. Y'all let us stop by Boss Life, do what we do. Like, it's love. Let me just start off like this. Slim Thug, man, we all know what you do out here with the community, with the world right now. Just give me just like your opinion on just like what's going on with Black Lives Matter, with just everything that's going on right now, and like how you feel about everything, being an entertainer, and do you feel like it's your responsibility to just like be vocal about everything?
I definitely think that I do have a responsibility for the people, you know, to represent for the people who put me where I'm at, you know, as far as giving back and as far as speaking, you know what I'm saying, speaking out. So, yeah, I definitely am involved with everything. And as far as what's going on right now, you know, it's kind of hard to be peaceful about what's going on right now. It's steady going on. You know, you see kids steady getting killed by people who trying to talk crazy to us like we slow and say, well, I thought this was a taser, you know what I'm saying? So it's getting crazy. It's definitely getting, you know, to the point where it's like, it's hard to think peaceful, you know, at this point, you know what I'm saying? We're dealing with these people and how they moving. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what this side Biden, we'll see what Biden decide to do about this and then go from there, I guess.
That's a fact. What you think about that, King Dre?
I mean, I'm on the same page as Slim, man. I feel like, you know, a lot going on, man. I mean, people say it's training, people say it's this, it's that, but, you know, defund the police, all that stuff. I think people just need to be more responsible for their actions, take accountability for their actions. Like, there's no way in the world you've been a police officer for 25 years and mistake your taser for a firearm. Like, you know, mistake your firearm for a taser. Just community relations. I think police need to be vetted more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you do got bad, you got some good cops out there, but you got a lot of bad cops out there that don't have any patience with black people. They see it as a threat, and as long as they see it as a threat, it's gonna forever be like this.
I think it's bigger than that. I think it's like for real, on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't believe nothing
that's a fact.
accident. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, this was an act. Nah,
Yeah, I don't believe it was an accident.
You know, problem.
You gotta know.
Yeah, because people dying, like people
At
dying.
this point,
Too many things happening.
Everybody know what's up. I know the accident. It is what it is at this point.
And the fact that it was going on during the trial.
Exactly.
Then not only that,
definitely that's a sign they trying to send.
right.
This lady is not innocent by no means. They trying to show power by doing those type of things. And show they still, you know, run things and can get away with it. And she back out, you know what I'm saying?
They need to get rid of that qualified immunity and make police officers accountable for their actions. I think
Exactly.
that's the only way to do it.
Exactly.
Go after their pensions and stuff like that when they do stuff like that. That's my opinion.
That's a fact. I always feel like the entertainers and like the athletes, like they have to say something because that's what the younger people look up to.
Right.
So if the athletes and the politicians, you know, it depends who it is, but politicians, but like them having that major responsibility, is that tough to deal with on an everyday basis, knowing that you like in the limelight and people look for you to make decisions and they look for like certain answers? Because somebody might be like, you know what, if Slim Thug said it, I'm cool with it because you got like a lot of people looking up to you every single day, you dig?
Right, yeah. And at the same time, I don't think kids should look up to rappers, you know. I don't think that. I don't think that's the smart thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of rap world is fake, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think kids should. I think kids should be smart enough to make their own decisions, and you know what I'm saying, and make good decisions, you know, and don't follow what somebody else do, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times, even our favorite rappers end up in jail, end up not, you know, being the most successful after all the years. A lot of my favorite rappers don't have a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't suggest anybody listen to a rapper. A rapper is, you listen to rappers, music,
Entertainment.
That's tough. That's a fact.
I mean, just to build on that a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for me, I think it starts in the household. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to teach your kids, show your kids, raise your kids a certain way. Don't let them get these outside influences.
But we know households is broken.
Right, like a motherfucker.
So we can't, you know, it's like on the cool, like as a black person, as a black, child, even at me, I didn't have nobody to tell me what was right or wrong. It was just, you got to learn from looking, and you see a lot of people around you make mistakes coming from the hood. And you got to be able to have enough common sense to say, I want to choose this path, I want to choose this path. And that's what we got to be accountable, And that's just our curse or whatever, because a lot of our homes are broken, so we don't get the right teachings from older people, who tell us the right way. Even some of the people older around us is teaching us toxic things, stuff we gotta learn wasn't the way. We getting a lot of bad guidance, out here in the world. So it's like, man, people gotta learn to think for themselves, man, what's right and what's wrong. And, be able to learn from other people's mistakes is what I would say is the smartest thing you could ever do. Not have to touch the fire, not have to go through it to learn, what I'm saying? To actually see somebody else make a wrong move and you learn from that, that makes you a smart person. That makes you smart.
That's definitely
that alone.
That's definitely a fact. That's the words of golden you just said, for real. Yeah. We all know y'all from Houston, man. Houston's I love the city, man. I'm from New York, but I've been here 16 years, and I think this is one of the dopest cities ever. I love it here. The weather's nice, a lot of nice females. I don't mean no disrespect to the other females, but it's one of the dopest cities ever. Just tell the world about the Houston culture, just how you got started in the game. You being who you are right now. I mean, you killing everybody with the car game right now. Now on the real, listen, I know a lot of ball players. They got whips, but dudes ain't got whips like you, man. We gonna get into that later, but how'd you get started in this game? And for real, I'm keeping it a buck.
I mean, with music and cars, I would say about the same time, man. I was about 15, maybe younger with both, when I developed the love for the both. I don't know which one I love the most, honestly, because all day. I go to the gym in the morning, and after that, from when I take a shower, from 1 o'clock to 5 or whatever, I'm messing with cars, and then after that, I might hit the studio later, but that's just life for me, and it been like that since I was a kid, even before I was even Slim Thug. I had the old school Cadillac. I just posted it on Instagram right now. I just posted on the ground today, and I had the old school Cadillac with the bull horns. That was before I was Slim Thug.
The house
convertible.
TV.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Big TV in there, all that.
The old school TVs?
Old school.
Say word.
Not like a real, it was a custom.
Okay.
And that day it wasn't the flat screens. It was the, you had to build a console around the 9-inch, 13-inch TV. So, I've been into cars, and I've been into, just the culture of Houston with music, the freestyling aspect, just, saying whatever come to your mind, not necessarily writing down. I came from that world of doing the chopped and screwed freestyles on songs. So, really, man, I just try to continue to do that, man, and keep that world alive, you know what I'm saying? And just, feed my fans directly. It's been like that since I was young. I just try to go straight to my fans. I don't try to, cater to the world. I try to give the people I feel who've been supporting me from day one what I believe they want from me, you know what I'm saying? And it worked for me, it worked for me. I'm not chasing radio hits. I'm not chasing,
facts.
I'm not trying to outdo the youngsters, you know what I'm saying? I'm just really being myself and giving the people what I know they want to hear from me. And it's been working, so I ain't gonna stop. Shit.
Basically just loyal to his fan base.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you go to a Slim Thug show, it's people that we've been seeing for years that have followed us through the process.
When you're independent, you have a more, intimate relationship. Right. Or even before, being an OG in the game, when you had to pull up to these little towns, we had mixtapes. It wasn't like we was a major artist where we had bodyguards when we pull up. We pulling up in these cities.
So y'all by yourself then?
We by ourselves.
No security, nothing?
Nothing. We stand at girls' houses and
y'all taking chances.
They know us.
Niggas popping out.
They know us. We in there burning. We pressing CDs in the girls' apartment. Man, they know us everywhere.
We're going to do a movie one day. We're going to tell y'all so many stories, man. We got so many stories.
They know
us. On the road.
That's dangerous though, son.
It ain't, because we was dangerous. we was the streets, and we still is. I never had a bodyguard in my life.
Word?
Never in my life. Still to this day, I move by myself.
That's fact. That's respect.
But that's because we never left. I never changed. I never did it. Even when it was popping, we was still doing the same thing we've been doing and moving how we've been moving. And and we know everybody because we always been that way. We never blocked ourselves away. We did, like I say, we didn't have the people telling them, "No, you can't come in." We in the audience while you guys got your section. We at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's how it always been, and that's how I always been. So it's like I know everybody, man, pretty much in Houston. Like if you somebody who outside, we know each other, and not just Houston, like all over, and that's how it always been. And I like that, that's what I say. I'm a different type I'm a unique rapper because, like I said, I never, branched off. I'm in the club more than you probably. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact.
And that's how I move. I always move like that. So like I said, I know everybody everywhere and build a good relationship with a lot of good people, man, all across the map. So it's like, I'd rather move like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's it.
I'm gonna go into some hip hop questions real fast, man. Like I said, I'm from New York. I love hip hop, and you like a pioneer, like legendary hip hop artist. And do you feel like Houston gets its just due right now? Like,
I think now we kind of getting it, even if it ain't directly saying Houston. Like I think we got Megan Thee Stallion, we got Travis Scott, we got a lot of people popping out the city who doing big things. So it's like we definitely up there. We definitely got the Queen Bee. So we got a lot of legendary people out the city. So I think that now it's a lot of artists from the city who definitely getting their respect and definitely getting the worldwide attention that a lot of us didn't get a lot of those years.
I mean, it's crazy because like I said, me living here, it's like mad. It's like an all-star cast when it comes to Houston to come down to rappers.
Right.
Like word up, think about it. If it's like really like an all-star cast. There's so many nice MCs.
Yeah, it's a lot of dope people come out the city, man.
We in Texas,
and
man.
that's just
I know, but Houston's one city. Like it's a lot of
Texas
dope.
as a country,
right? It's a country.
Houston is not just a small city. Man. Houston is like its whole state.
I mean, shout out to Dallas, Austin, like they got their own little movement going.
They ain't like Houston though.
Yeah, I mean, they got their own way. Austin is like a LA. It's lit out there. They got the hills. It's lit out there. Dallas definitely got their own whole new wave. And a lot of the times we was in Dallas when we was in Houston. Like they family. Like
that was
Dallas
like the home home shit. Shout out to
we had probably some of our best days.
Y'all got some stories, man.
Love Dallas.
Love
Dallas. Like with my whole heart. You know what I'm saying?
We ripping that motherfucker up in
real life. Like I love that. But yeah, Houston, man, it's I think a lot of people from out of town don't even realize it's probably artists who more legendary, who you never heard of, who never made it to or I ain't gonna say never made it, just wasn't on the mainstream labels that probably do bigger stuff than a lot of the people you do know about, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. Houston got some legends for real.
That's a fact.
Some local legends.
Yeah.
Because unlike New York, we was an independent, we're an independent, city where we had a lot of independent artists and a lot of artists who was doing 100,000 independent, down here in Texas and getting a lot of money and getting a lot of money for shows, but not necessarily reaching to New York or whatever, because the media is out there, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't from out here, you don't really know what we got going on.
That's
you know
a fact.
What I'm saying? The same thing like New York. I don't know how this new rapper out in New York, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just different worlds, so we don't have the media, like y'all got, so a lot of y'all miss a lot of the greats that come through Houston, man.
I tell people that all the time, but like, yo, there's some dope MCs in Houston, like super dope, man.
Yeah.
And like
you ain't got that New York bias, do you?
Huh?
You ain't got that New York bias, do you?
Yo, me and this dude used to argue. Me and used to argue all the time about UGK and Mobb Deep.
Oh yeah,
there's no way Mobb Deep was better than UGK, bro.
But I'm a Mobb Deep fan, but UGK is dope.
But it was no way Mobb Deep was better than UGK. I don't care what you say to this day.
Every day.
No way.
Not to somebody from Texas. You wouldn't have no idea.
Mobb Deep cool, but
UGK is classic though.
UGK
Like I'm
is
cool
like
with
up
UGK.
there with Biggie and Pac.
right, that's like that's like Buddy. What?
You can't say nothing about UGK.
Yeah, Dre ain't had that. Dre was like, nah, Mobb Deep is not. Listen, New York, I don't understand. I gotta come back home. But Dre was like, yo, Mobb Deep is not messing with UGK, man.
Nah, Mobb Deep was jamming.
They
Mob, my
I
dude.
understand what it is like to a New York person, but
Yeah, man.
UGK is like what?
But you gotta think about them high school days. Tell me something good and super tight, right?
I mean, I understand because
he wouldn't. He
you're right, like you know what I'm saying.
I was listening to like Hell on Earth from Mobb Deep when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like but I like what I like. I like the fact that we all from like different places,
Right.
And we can have like debates about stuff like that, and it's all love. It ain't like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wanted to ask you about the younger generation these days, like it's crazy because like even with sports and even with hip hop, it seems like the younger generation just don't. I wouldn't say they disrespect the older guys and disrespect the legends, but why you think they don't have the knowledge of like hip hop and MCing no more? Why you think they just? Because it's different. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think the younger generation got that direct access to stardom. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just saying, these people know us. We shook their hand. We slept with these girls. They know us personally. A lot of these artists nowadays put something on the internet and then it just blow up. And before they can even make those relationships, they bigger than life. You can't even go to these little clubs that Slim Thug and them was rocking at. You know, we was directing where they was at.
You think they're spoiled these days?
It's definitely a blessing. They definitely a lot more blessed than us. You know, they definitely got a lot more access and can get richer faster.
But the business has changed too, though. Like the music business has changed. It's more
Is it totally different?
I think it's more of a business now.
But at the end of the day, a kid today can just put, like I say, they don't have to press up the actual CD. They don't have to deliver it to the store. They can just put it out on the internet and bam.
Music's so fast.
Back
then you had to get a CD burner, take it to the radio.
Word?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it was a
process. It's basically more labor back then.
Well, if I wanted you to hear Slim Thug CD, I had to bring it to you. You know, and that's the only way you was gonna hear.
And nowadays you can just send it to them over email.
You can just put it on it, so it's all over.
Even with videos now, you can
at
videos.
the same time, that might make them more microwavable. Because they don't have the real relationships like I said, like we had. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really shake them hands like we did. That's why they can come and go easy. But the people still booking us because they know us. You know what I'm saying? They know us, you know. And there's a lot of dudes in Texas like that, you know, who did that. And bigger than that, we was mixtape artists. Like me, Mike Jones, Powwow, Chamillionaire, you know, even the Screwed Up Clique for sure, the OGs of it, you know, Lil Kiki's, you know, Big Pokies, everybody, you know, they like Zeros for sure. Like Zero is a legend. He probably get 10 bands a show still.
Zero's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's dope.
And it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like he been doing it over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And his catalog is strong out here. You know, and a lot of artists like that out here. And he got real relationships with people who been going to shows, no telling how long. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't the same type of people. Like a major artist might be on the stage, a big stage, and you know you ain't shaking these people's heads. We in the clubs with these folks. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact. That's real though. That's more of a personal relationship.
It's a personal relationship.
Cause I see you everywhere.
Exactly.
I never I'm like, yo, Slim Thug he pull up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he be everywhere. No security.
Never had security.
You can never do that like places. Like I'm like,
shout out to the youngsters, man. I like some of the music they do.
I love the
shout out to the youngsters, man. They got some damn shit.
I love a lot of the youngsters. I don't like how crazy they getting with this. You know, shoot 'em up shit. You know what I'm saying?
But other than that, the music.
I think I love a lot of the music. I want to see. I want to see them do better with their money. You know what I'm saying? Because after we didn't, you know, you're supposed to learn from fuck ups. You know, I don't want to see them get robbed from record labels so much.
It seem like they getting money though. These young kids.
Yeah.
It seem like
I want to see
I'm
more
seeing them like
independent
they
young
like
artists.
this, like Lil Baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, daddy dudes like they eating like.
But they talented though. They got like Lil Baby is one of my favorite artists right now.
Dope.
Man. He bumping right now. I like
Lil Baby,
it's a couple dudes I love,
man.
man.
But I want to see more independent young artists because they got the power with, you know, social media and everything to drive it themselves. Because that's gonna make more billionaires. when you start owning your shit, that's when you gonna start seeing more billionaire rappers.
So a lot of them, are like on major labels right now.
I mean, a lot of them, yeah. I mean, a lot of them. Some of them need it. You know, some of them might need that. You know, I ain't knocking a major label. I'm just saying what I want to see. I want to see more independent artists reach that. Just imagine if Drake was independent.
Yeah, that's
you know,
crazy.
How much money you be getting a month from
you
know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm living like this, I know, you know.
And he gonna be hot forever.
But, exactly. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to see more artists like that. I think Drake can fuck around and get $1 billion off of this music. You know what I'm saying?
So you prefer independent always over like major record label?
Ownership. You know what I'm saying? Ownership. And as masters, because I don't think people even understand like how much money that is they losing. It's because it's like a finesse game, bro. It's like when the people see you blowing up, they don't know you. They just seeing your numbers. It's like it's a real strategic guess. It's like stocks. You know, they don't know you personally. Probably they just see your numbers and you on the rise. Oh, he doing this, he doing that, and they buy you out before you can really own your own shit and see the real profit you really supposed to see. If you really owned your shit, like if people did the process we went through. As far as like being independent and making money every month off of this shit and really understanding how much they worth before they go give it to a record label, they wouldn't sign them record deals.
I was reading yesterday, I seen that Jigga and Beyonce had bought DMX masters.
They said that was fake.
Oh, that wasn't real?
I heard it was fake.
I hope it's true, like you know what I'm saying.
That would be
So like rest in peace to DMX, like for real.
Exactly.
Somebody like him didn't own his masters. That's like
now if DMX on his masters, man.
Crazy,
DMX he would have never fell on hard times.
he always had bread.
He would have had so much bread. To this day, his checks at least would be no telling.
But
probably
how does that happen though? How does that happen? Like somebody like me, I'm not in the entertainment world, so I'm thinking like you think people gonna be rich forever. So how do you not own your masters if you making the music?
Because this what happens. This is how it happens. That's what I'm saying. It's like you from the hood. You never seen $100,000 in your life. You go into a record label, they offer you $200,000 for the next 4 albums, like some dumbass shit. Like,
wow.
That's so trash. Like, okay, we'll give you 20, but you never seen $1 from a rap you wrote. So you like, what? I'm gonna get paid for a rapper to be a rapper, and they gonna make me a star? Fuck it, I signed this fucked up deal. I'll fix it later. But really, you done fucked up your life because you done signed your whole masters. You don't own yourself no more, and they giving you a little small percentage of what you really worth back, and they gonna charge you back for all the money they loaning you to own you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a complete fuck deal 90% of the time. I drop mixtapes every month. Like
every month?
My claim to fame was me having freestyles. Like that was on Chopped and Screwed shit that y'all had no clue about. Like so I was telling Nori when I'm on Drink Champs. Shout out Nori. But I was telling him, they was looking at me like, man, everybody was like, who is this rich dude? Who was rich before the deal?
Yeah, we heard about that in New York. I heard about that in New York. I was like, damn, this nigga rich.
It was really, y'all just ain't know.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Been putting out music and was booming, but y'all don't listen to Chopped and Screwed music.
Yeah, we didn't know.
So y'all had no clue.
But the same way that Nori said that, like Nori was like, yo, who's this rich dude from out there? Like we heard that in New York.
A lot of people.
We didn't know that. He's like, this nigga rich.
That's what
Slim rich before.
But I already put out, not albums, but mixtapes. Only mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? So, and the mixtapes, I was getting money off of it. Wow. I was dropping them consistently. Like I said, it wasn't like I was dropping once a year. I was dropping once a month. And I was hitting every city I'm telling you about, shaking these people's hands, partying with them, doing shows on other people's beats, all that. Like doing features with the artists out there, like, and not just the big spots, the small clubs,
spending
the country
2 or 3
time.
days on the road, just
That's how I touch every store.
I know he's acting
everybody, all of us, me and all my homeboys, just
it was just a fun time.
We was young, so we ain't had no, the whole Swisher House. We was all out there just having fun, man. And it's been years and years of that, man. Years and years of that. So that personal relationship you build with them people keep you around, for a long time. Especially if you keep good business and you ain't out here, everybody know your business is good. That's very important, to have a good name. You know what I'm saying? People know if I say I'm gonna do it, it's done. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no bad business with us, and that'll keep you around forever.
Facts. I got a couple more questions. I know you got to dip in a little bit. For people who don't know, can you explain like who the original members of the SUC Clique is? Because we hear so much about it, but we don't know like the original.
The real laydown of how it go is DJ Screw is from the South Side.
Okay.
And the Screwed Up Clique started with Fat Pat and Lil Kiki and
he's dope. Lil Kiki's dope.
Yeah, Big Pokey. Yeah, Don, that's my brother. All these people are my brothers.
He's dope.
But back then, this is before me. I come out in '98. This was early '90s. This was like early '90s. They came out with the style of, we don't do the freestyle like New York where you kind of wrote it. You know, we do the freestyle like rap off your top of your head.
So word?
You just no.
So y'all could just see something and just
we just live freestyling like
that's dope.
And it's about like cars and shit. It ain't about like it ain't punchlines. It's more about I'm coming down candy in my Cadillac looking good and my Rams looking good and I got a bad bitch with me and it's that type of rap like cap rap. And they started that. Fat Pat and Lil Kiki them and DJ Screw them and SUC. So they the originators of that. During that era, it was a lot of North Side, South Side beef going on to where they didn't really fuck with us because they felt like the North Side was robbing them for their cars because that's what the North Side was known for, going rob people for their cars.
I heard that.
I never stole a car before.
Right.
I always hear like North Side, South Side, like the drama.
Yeah, so
was it serious though like that?
It was serious back then. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it was like a neighborhood of guys who robbed everybody. That was their hustle. They robbed dudes on the north too.
Oh, so it didn't really matter. They
didn't really matter, but they took it like So that created a divide kind of between us. You know what I'm saying? To where we couldn't deal with them because they didn't fuck with us. So we did our own thing, which was Swisher House. Which was in the late '90s, like '98. It was me, Lil Mario, J-Dog, Archie Lee, Big Pit, Big Tiger. Like that was the original. Lester Roy. That was the originals.
Okay.
And then later came a Power Wow, Chameleonaire, and Mike Jones, and who else I'm missing? Chameleon. I said Chameleonaire, Mike Jones, Power Wow. Yeah. And and we ended up taking that shit to Grammys and MTV Awards and #1 records and platinum records and all that. Like the shit just went to a whole nother level when we did the Still Tipping thing.
That was dope. I remember that.
Started getting record deals. Like at first it was all underground, rapping on other people's beats. We was getting money. We was riding. I had about 8 cars back then. So it wasn't like we was get money before the record deal stuff. And then finally when we did that, it went to another level. Or whatever. So it's like. That pushed us to a whole nother level, and ever since then, man, I like the major label thing, doing the thing with Star Trek. That was probably my favorite process of making the album, But at the end of the day, with the record label side, not Star Trek, but the actual record label, a lot of stuff changed. Like the Geffen, I was signed to Geffen, and there was a lot of the person who signed me ended up leaving. My A&R wasn't there, so it's like, as that switched, I became, I felt like they had me on the roller coaster. They was moving slow. So I was like, hey, man, you know what? I need to get up out of here. So I ended up getting up out of that, doing Boss of All Bosses, independent, with Koch. And then after that, I just, kept it independent, man. I just felt like I found my place, and how I want to move in this game. And, at the end of the day, I probably don't get a lot of the accolades a lot of dudes get. People don't know me like as far as
they respect you out here.
But exactly, I get a lot of respect.
They respect
and love from a lot of people.
Trust me, they know.
They know. So it's like I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how I move and how my thing is for me. Like I say, I get a lot of love everywhere I go. So I love it.
I'm gonna go into this. I got like 2 more questions for you. Just tell the world everything that you do in the community. Everybody know that you're a big advocate for the community, for the city of Houston. I know recently I just did like a voters registration.
Black votes. Yeah, we trying to get the black voters out.
Cause you do a lot. Like
whatever we can do. Whatever we need to do is what we do. Pretty much. And it's not just me. It's my boss like team. It's Dre, a big part of that now. Corey, Rico. They orchestrate a lot of these things that we be doing. Chi-Town. So it's like we just been getting together and doing stuff for the hood. And that turned into them giving me a day, and that made us, okay, let's do more, okay? So now let's build some low-income homes. Let's build a nice low-income community inside our old hood, you know what I'm saying? So we did that, like 10 houses of low-income homes for the people where to be nice, you know what I'm saying? A nice block. We gave away a home for Hurricane Harvey to somebody who lost their house. We gave them a full house, furnished everything, you know what I'm saying? So that was a blessing. And gave away like $45,000 with Justin, the lawyer, in their house. We did that together. Man, whatever, man. We do, we do a lot of stuff. We've been doing it for a while, so it's like, we'll be here talking, I don't know how long, but like I say, we do what we can do it. It's a lot of other people out here doing their thing. Trade the Truth, Mr. Rogers, Relief Gang. They really, front line with it, out here saving lives and all type of levels. So it's like,
yeah, I seen him. Yeah, that's respect. Shout out to Trey.
They real heroes, bro.
That's love though, because like y'all don't have to do that though, but y'all doing it.
Exactly. He make it hard for us, like he make it like
he on the boat and everything.
Exactly. So now they want you to come out there and get on boats and say like, "Oh, I'm a rapper, man. I'm out here."
I mean, we got hands on for Thunderstorm. We did. I think it was almost 11,000 meals. We actually got them.
I seen y'all doing that.
I mean, things like that, is necessary. Like, what I'm saying? Right. Like, these people made us who we are today, so we down to give back any chance we get.
Any chance we get, so it's
what I'm saying?
Like I say, man, it's just a blessing to be able to bless somebody, so.
That's a fact. I'm gonna put you on the spot real fast, then I'm gonna let you go. Appreciate your time, man. So appreciate the love. I'm just asking you a series of questions. You can just answer A or B. The first question is, Pharrell or Dre?
Pharrell, that's my bro.
Okay. Next question is Scarface or Tupac?
I need to take a shot. Scarface.
I'm definitely going Face.
I ain't gonna lie. Tupac is my favorite rapper. I ain't gonna lie, but I got to rap Face. That's my brother.
Face did the fix though. For that moment in time, we was.
Yeah, Tupac my favorite rapper though. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Another question: James Harden or T-Mac?
That's a good question right there. I say James Harden. He put in some.
I'm going T-Mac.
You going T-Mac over Harden?
T-Mac was hard though, man.
You know what? I'm going T-Mac too.
T-Mac was hard though. I ain't gonna lie. That's my
T-Mac was a unique athlete. He was 6'9", could shoot the jump and put the ball on the floor. I'm going T-Mac. Even though Harden is probably one of the greatest offensive basketball players I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's gonna go down as a for real. Like, yeah.
And I gotta ask you, like, what's your favorite car? Like, out of all the cars you got.
Damn,
that's ought to be a good question.
That's a hard one. I don't have favorites a lot of the times, bro. Honestly, but the Mac I would have to say is
the Mac.
My favorite old school. Yeah.
For people that don't know what that is, because I'm retarded. I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know what that even is.
It's a '59 Cadillac. I did it on this TV show called Texas Metal. So it's like
There's a backstory behind the Mac. I remember maybe 10 years ago we was looking for that particular Cadillac.
Yeah.
I've been looking for that forever.
You know what I'm saying?
And when I finally seen him do it, I was like, okay, he finally got that.
So y'all was looking for the joint, and y'all like.
I've been like I said, I've been doing this since I was 15. I got so many ideas of shit I wanted to do since I was 15 or even younger, of cars I wanted to build. Like the car I had back in the day when I was 15 that I never got together, I ended up redoing it. One real nice how I wanted to do it, and that's what I be doing. Like shit I couldn't afford back in the day. 9.6 Impala, did that. Like I got about 13 cars.
But do you prefer old school cars or like newer? Because I seen listen, son. I seen a Maybach truck.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I said, that joint is crazy. Would you rather drive an old school Cadillac?
I got a Maybach truck.
Okay. See, I didn't even know that.
I got the Maybach.
That joint is retarded, yo.
Yeah, my shit. Look it up on Forgiato. My shit. I don't make nobody fucking with me.
Yo, that joint is retarded.
Forgiato. I got the Maybach truck, the Lambo truck, the new Escalade, and I got an F-250 that's like 8 feet. Like,
damn.
So on the new side, I got a lot of old schools too. I got the 59 Lac, 56 Eldorado. Like classic shit that's like 100.
Yeah, he got about no car. He got him all.
I already know, son.
Bel Air 57.
I told him I was like, yo, we gotta holler at Slim Thug. We gotta come check out the cars. I know his car joint is like crazy.
My crib got fucked up.
I know. I heard that shit. I was like, I know his car joint could be like a whole like
I'm trying
episode.
To give me a warehouse or some shit where I can.
See, that's it. You gotta get a warehouse to get cars. That's crazy, man. That's super crazy. And I got one more question, man. You gotta tell me who like your top MC of all time.
Man, I would have to say Tupac. Man, I would feel like. I mean, I'm on a cool. It's tough because it's Tupac and Jay-Z, right? On both ends, I would say Tupac and Jay-Z, but they different eras. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Pac was the dude who made me want to be a rapper. not probably made me want to be a rapper, but he was just probably like a lot of influence. I'm Slim Thug, he Thug Life. I'm, Boss Life, Hog Life, so he definitely influenced me. But Jay-Z definitely influenced me becoming a hustler I am. You know what I'm saying? Just the words, the music he made was inspiring.
Jay-Z told more about story for me. He was more of a hustler, and that's what we was hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pac was a revolutionary in my mind. Like,
he was conscious.
Exactly.
Conscious, real.
Hov, for me, it was just it wasn't
still to this day inspiration. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's definitely my two favorite rappers of all time.
We're back on another episode of SayWordPodcast. Another intro. I got my man King Dre here. We're gonna go into some social stuff, some social controversial topics right now. First of all, Dre, just thank you for letting us stop by. Just appreciate the love. We know you're busy, man. We know you're doing this, doing that. Thank you. We appreciate your time. Word up. Let me get into some incarceration stuff. You've been under some interesting circumstances. Let's just be clear. Always respected you, always respected how you talk, how you go about things. What would you like to say to brothers that's coming home from incarceration, leaving a halfway house, leaving situations, and they feel like things can't be done because of their circumstances?
My first thing would be like, before coming, it started before that, like getting your plan in order, like what you're going to do, what you want to do, what you like, what you into, like, pick up a book and read, find some information about what you got going on. There's too much information out there now to not have a plan.
Okay.
And I think when dudes get home, they kind of expect it to be like it was. And, I never put myself in a position where I want to fall back to what I used to do.
Facts.
Like, that was my number one motivation. I don't care what I do. I'll go work at McDonald's, wherever, as long as I'm not doing what I used to do.
Would you really do that, though?
Yeah, facts.
So you would really do that no matter what?
Facts. I can never go back to prison.
So you work at McDonald's just not... if you had to be in a situation like that, like, you know what? I gotta work at McDonald's just because I don't want to be back in the same position. Somebody like you would do that?
Man, I gave them people 7.5 years of my life, bro. I'm still on supervised release. I'd be damned if I go do that again. I would definitely go to McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, whatever. Like, because in that shit, we work for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, they gonna get it out your ass one way or another, you know what I mean? So, for me, my personal opinion, for me, I would definitely go to McDonald's. But, like, dudes come home and, like I said, get your plan together, man. Take advantage of the outlets that you have, like, be it cell phone, get on Google, whatever, like, in the house they got a library, like, find information about what you want to do, man, and like I said, you can be anything you want, like, I'm doing some stuff I ain't never sold clothes in my life, like, you know what I'm saying, like, so here we are, like, the groundwork was already laid, but, I was able to come home and find a niche, find my spot, and, I was able to slide right in like I never left.
Let me ask you this, man. Like, we kind of coming from like a similar situation, but how tough is that transition? Everything has changed. Technology has changed. Like, fashion has changed. Even females have changed. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Females, I wasn't really worried about so much fashion, and I'm a plain dress.
You worried about females?
Not like that.
They
gonna be that. You know how it goes, man.
I don't know how it go. I don't
know what I'm saying? I gotta get some money. I ain't worried about no female. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But like I said, a lot of things did change, but for us, like, you know what I'm saying, it was more the same to me. Like, we are who we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a great support system. Like, you know what I'm saying, my boys won't let me come home and,
is that needed?
Go backwards.
Do you feel like that's needed? Do you feel like when you have that, because I had a great support system too, you feel like when you have that, it kind of gives you like a little bit of a clutch to kind of like, you can make some mistakes a little bit?
Definitely give you a little cushion.
Because some people don't got that.
Yeah, you definitely. Like I said, I have it. I utilize. I still use it to this day. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was a great bonus. Like, you know what I'm saying, being able to not be pressured to come home and try to figure it out right away. I was able to come home, get my feet planted, and then to enjoy being home, seeing my kids, seeing my friends, enjoying that moment before I had to get out in the field and do some work. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little bit different for me. So I was able to come home and actually take a deep breath and be like,
what's crazy though, B? Like, I realized having a support system. When you come out of a situation like that, you have to take advantage of that.
Of course.
Because before I used to be like, I ain't messing with, like, I ain't listening to them, or I know they got connections, but I'm gonna do things on my own.
Right.
Play myself.
Right.
And then I got into a situation, then I was like, dag, like the same people that was telling me this before, I need their help now.
Right.
And it's like I have a different perspective on life now.
Well, I'm kind of like that too. Like, I like to do stuff on my own.
Yeah, you kind of like,
but as you live life, you understand that, teamwork makes the dream work. Like,
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, whether it be your significant other, your friends, whatever, like that teamwork is always an added bonus because, like I said, if you fall, like you got somebody to kind of, put you back in the game a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, as a man, like, you know what I'm saying? Of course I want to come home and figure it out on my own. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? But, I just happen to have a great support system that allows me those bumps and, those bumps and bruises, like, to get my feet wet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can, I'm not pressed.
That's a fact. I want to talk about the younger generation real fast. Like I said, we both met in some unusual circumstances. How do you feel about this younger generation? Like, I know you have a son. You got a couple sons, right?
I got a couple sons.
Okay.
I got a 22-year-old.
And like, what is your advice to them as they're getting older and they're venturing off to the streets and stuff? Just the younger generation, they venture off to things that they probably shouldn't get involved in. What would you say to them to kind of detour them from doing the same things that you have done?
I mean, first off, for me, man, you gotta have patience. Like, patience, and you gotta be in check of your emotions because when you don't have patience, you're liable to do some stuff you probably shouldn't be doing, and you let your emotions get the best of you, then you're doing some more shit you probably shouldn't have been doing.
That's a fact.
But just like we came up in the game, like, you know what I'm saying? For me, like people, my mama did her best to, keep me on the porch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She did everything she could, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in the project, she did everything she could, but it just kept calling my name, like it just, but for me and my kids, like, they didn't have to go through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? They were a little more, little more situated than I was, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And to these younger guys, man, like I'm being checking your emotions, man, because I seen a dude just today, man, pull a gun out on 2 females, like, just on some ego shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wasting my murder case on some shit that I can avoid, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think that comes from, though? Do you think that comes from anger? Does that come from confusion? Yeah. Does it come from just like, you know what, I ain't got nothing to live for? Or does it come from you not being loved? Where do you think that something like that comes from? Because the younger kids nowadays, like, even though we're from different parts of the world, it's all the same.
Right.
The young kids in my neighborhood out of control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just think we grew up in a different time, man. Like, I grew up, we squabble, like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fight, no matter what. You saw me in prison, like, I'm gonna fight, like, you know what I'm saying? But, it's like nowadays, man, they got these firearms, bro, like, nobody trying to get embarrassed. Nobody got their heart to, like, get out there, lose one, and
because you know what happens now?
Make it up another day.
No, they record the fights
that's
now.
it, yeah.
Can you imagine these recording fights back in the day, like, with us? Like, they recording fights now,
But even then, though, we had a sense of, okay, I gotta get back at dude. I'm gonna fight him every time I see him.
Every time I see him, I'm going at him,
But nobody got that mentality, man, he put my ass down for the kill him.
Nah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not wasting mine like that. My mindset is bigger. Like, I don't want to ever have a fight a day in my life again, man. I'm just cold L7, cold square, man. I ain't trying to have no fight with nobody, man. I'm not that mad, though. I mean, I'm not.
It ain't that serious,
Man,
no
at all.
It ain't
I
that
don't care
serious.
what you do. It ain't that serious, man. Do you, I'm gonna do me, bro. You got that. And I'm man enough to walk away from a bullshit situation.
Let me ask you this. I was thinking the other day, I was thinking about like how we was in a spot and like a lot of dudes was like stressed out over females, man. Like, I gotta talk about this. Because it's a lot of dudes that's in prison. It's a lot of dudes that's in the halfway house. How do dudes be stressed out over females in prison? Do you think it's because the female has so much just like when you in there, you just like you feel like you stuck, so you feel like you have to know what the female's doing 24/7? Because somebody like you, I'm gonna just put it out, you wasn't stressed out. I mean, you're not me, but you wasn't stressed out.
Right.
But why do dudes? Because I see some dudes with some crazy stuff over females in the spot. How does that happen though? Is it more like they just getting that attention
I mean, I think them dudes who did the crazy stuff whether they was in prison or on the streets.
So you trying to say them niggas just like that period?
Yeah,
they suck up for love?
I think
they suck up for love, period.
I definitely believe that. I mean, because if you do it here, you did it before. Like, this ain't no one-off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I've heard, some wild shit.
I'm telling you, son. That's why I asked you your opinion, because I've seen dudes literally lose their mind over a female while they in the spot, and I sit back and just be like, dang, I know this dude ain't really like this in real life. Over a female, not saying, and I love my females. Listen, I love all my females, no disrespect. I don't have no problems with no females, but I don't think I will ever be in a situation like I could lose my mind over a female in that circumstance or situation.
Put your mom on the phone. Tell her I ain't never come home. Like, sunshine pussy real.
I'm saying.
But some dudes get caught up in that. Like I said, prison. I mean, it's. We had some lonely days in that motherfucker.
Yeah, definitely stressful.
Them lockdown days, that used to be lonely as fuck. But at the end of the day, I understood who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether my girl waited on me or not, like, I understood who I was. Like, all right, if she not here, I'm going to find somebody else. Like, I was confident enough, within myself to be like, okay, well, if she here, she here. If she not, she not. And I was okay with that from day one. Okay. Anybody that know me, like, from the time I went in that motherfucker, I was like,
You got your attitude towards females, like in the spot, was crazy. I'm a church going guy. I'm a preacher and everything. You funniest of all time. Respect, funniest of all time, for real.
But because I understood, I'd been.
That's dope though. I wish dudes had your mentality, because a lot of dudes would be in better situations mentally if they didn't think the way they thought, and they probably thought the way you thought. You know what I'm saying? Cause
I mean, shout out to everybody that looked out for me, man. They came visit me, man. Like I said, I had a nice support system, man. Shout out to everybody that came through that made that long drive, or put some money in my books.
It's a fact.
Answer the call, shot an email, shot a letter, book, whatever. Like, much love. I mean, maybe if it didn't go the way it went, I may be having a different story. But the fact it went that way, like, so I'm very thankful and grateful. Thank God that it happened the way it did. So
let's get into your film career right now. How did that even happen, yo? Where'd that come from? Like, I didn't even know you was even in where'd that? Was that your idea?
Nah, not at all, man. Shout out to my guy Sweezy. Shout out to my guy Shannon, man. When I came home, I was at the Happy House actually, and my guy Shannon was doing a film called Beast One, like a TV series called Beast One, with got Tisha Campbell, the guy that played in Juice. I can't think his name right now. A couple people, couple known. Dre Michelle was in it. And they had a part for me. I think I played Mac. I think his name was Mac Brown, something like that. I can't remember his last name, but it was Mac. He was an OG type nigga, getting out the game, whatever. Kind of was my story. Like, I was an OG getting out the game, and they felt like I fit the role pretty smooth. Never acted a day in my life. I was on set one time. There was a lady that had been acting for 20 years. She's like, "Yo, my first time ever doing it." She's like, "What?" And I killed my first scene. Like, killed it. I'm not too much home, but I killed it. But I was being myself. This is a part I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
And Shannon was, everybody on set was like, "Wow," like, you know what I'm saying? Which that led to down the line we started doing the Both Eyes Open. I mean, that idea came right in this room actually. We were sitting around talking about a commercial for the clothing line, whatever, and it just kind of spiraled into what it is now. So season 2 on the way, by the way. We're working on that.
So can you see yourself like having a career acting?
Having a career in acting?
I mean, if
anything's possible. I'm not ruling it out. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm playing myself, so it's like that's easy for me. Now if I gotta go play lose 50 pounds like 50 did to play a cancer patient, that might be something different. But what I'm doing now, I'm playing myself. So but I'm more like the writing side, the producer side, the behind the camera side, because I feel like I have bigger ideas than
So what about directing or something?
I'm definitely working on that. Like season 2 gonna be a lot of me writing and directing. Like I said, I'm working with Shannon hand in hand Squeeze as well. It'll be a lot more of me with the pen. A lot more me with the camera, so you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting into now. So my character probably gonna go to Miami or somewhere, and kind of fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't know yet. We're trying to see what's happening.
That's dope. I got one more question for you, man. It's been a dope interview. What would you say to like the guys that's incarcerated right now? Like I said, that's trying to get their lives back together. And like I said, I think this is dope because me and you was, I think a couple years ago, we was at the same place at the same time around the same time. So now we both face to face and we both doing well.
My first time seeing you actually.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But what would you say to men that's coming out, they're trying to get their finances together, they're trying to get their living situations together, they don't really know what to do.
Right.
What would you say to them just to get them some type of inspiration, some type of encouragement? Because let's just be real, let's just keep it 1,000, B. Everybody don't be having good situations.
Right.
But like sometimes it can get frustrating for a lot of people because they don't have situations where they are that blessed, or they might not have someone that could be in their corner. What would you say to the guys that's coming home, that did some time, that's trying to get their life back together? Like, just give them like just some words of like encouragement and just, I mean, you're a success story. You out, you doing what you're doing, and that's love.
First of all, man, keep your faith in God, man. That's number one. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to believe that you can do it through Him. Like, you know what I mean? That's number one for me. And come up with that plan, man. Like I said, we had all the time in the world to, pick up a book.
It's hard, though. I was in there.
Yeah, but it's
you
hard.
say that like it's easy, Dre.
Yeah,
like
but
sometimes
it was,
you in
though.
there. I know, but sometimes you in there, you don't be thinking about no plan. You just be, you in there.
I mean, we was big, but I mean, like I said, just cut out the basketball. But what I do, I worked out, played sports.
But you had a routine.
Yeah.
You kind of like, you worked out, you played sports.
Right.
But in between that, when did you have time to do a plan?
Always. I had a book. I mean, I had books on real estate. I had books on,
great.
My time in prison, I read on great people. Like, I read about Gandhi. I read about Nelson Mandela. I read about Malcolm X.
Okay.
Jay-Z. It's more people, like, just what their mindset was getting to the, to be that person that they were. Like, you know what I'm saying? I found motivation in, in their stories. And I was able to apply that to myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm something like this. I'm not this, but I'm something like this. And it was able to, I was just motivated. I stayed motivated. Like, I never let any bad situation get me down. Even now to this day, like, I mean, Things are cool.
Because sometimes it does get frustrating.
Yeah, it does get frustrating. That's what anything in life. Rich people get frustrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, just stay the course. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't come home expecting somebody else to do something for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got a boss life, you know what I'm saying, to come home to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't have, people come home with expectations. Oh man, dude owe me this. He got to do this for me. Don't have those expectations. Because when you come home with those expectations, it's going to be tough.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. It's going to be so come home with ready to put your feet on the ground and possibly go to McDonald's if you have to. So that's just my opinion.
Hey yo, this SayWordPodcast. I got King Dre here, man. Anything else you want to say, Dre?
Man, shout out to the people that's been supporting us for all these years, man. Shout out to people supporting the movie, Both Eyes Open, BingeReels.com. Continue to support the Boss Like brand, the Hog Like brand, Texas Made. I mean, we here, man. I'm glad you're doing big things, man. I'm so proud of you, bro. But you fit the part, bro. Like you definitely fit the part.
Appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to do what it do. You know what it is.
Word up.
Know what I mean? SayWordPodcast, we out.